What's up, ladies and gentlemen of the interweb? So first things first, my friend Zane sent me this, so credits to him. But it seems that the PlayStation 5 CPU has been leaked. Before I tell you the speculars of the PlayStation 5 CPU, let me put you in perspective real quick. The jump from a PlayStation 3 to a PlayStation 4, if we're looking on a ruler that is 12 inches, it's less than half an inch difference in power. But the jump from PlayStation 4 Pro to PlayStation 4, it's less than a quarter inch of power. So right now, we're sticking at 3/4 of an inch of power right now. But the jump from PlayStation 4 Pro to PlayStation 5, if these leaks are to be true, then this is a huge difference because we're going to need to buy like 2 or 3 extra rulers to actually be able to legitimately show the jump that is going to take place between PlayStation 4 Pro and PlayStation 5. We're going to be going from the Potato Station 4 to like the Greek god of Zeus, like PlayStation 5. That's what the difference is going to be. And now that is saying a lot because PlayStation is never that good on hardware. But if these leaks are true, then oh my god, we have a new hero in town. So first things first, the PlayStation 4 Pro runs clock speeds at 2.13 gigahertz, which is extremely sad for 2016 technology. That's like having an iPhone 3G in 2019 and saying it's better than an iPhone 8 Plus 12. So the GPU clock or the CPU clock speed for the PlayStation 5 is supposedly 3.2 gigahertz. 3.2 gigahertz. Everything is going to run flawlessly. If you have a PlayStation 4, unless you live in denial, you know exactly how slow the UI is. You know it takes on average 5 to 12 years to load a game that is downloaded digitally right off the hard drive or right off an SSD if you modded your PlayStation 4. And you know with a physical game, it's usually quicker, but with the digital games, it is so long. If you go to download Uncharted 4 digitally right now, you will play that game roughly January of 2031. So that is saying an insane amount of a lot for this clock speed. Obviously, the clock speed does not reflect the download speeds, but it is a good idea as to what network card is going to be used and as to what GPU is going to be. Let me go over the more specs before we get too far ahead. It is going to have 16 threads of processing power inside it. That is a huge deal. The jump we're going to see from PlayStation 4 Pro to PlayStation 5, which again, the PlayStation 4 Pro is a potato, so I know it's not that powerful, and everybody knows that. But this is going to be the difference that we would see if we went from PlayStation 1 straight to Xbox One X. This is the difference you're going to see in power and graphics and everything with this big step that PlayStation is going to be going in. I am so happy that Andrew House did this for us right at the end of his career, because if this had been on Sean Layden, we would be lucky if the CPU of the PlayStation 5 was even 1 gigahertz clock. So with that being said, it is safe to assume that the PlayStation 5 network speed is going to be rivaling the speeds of the Xbox One original and the Nintendo Switch. For those of you guys that don't know this, PlayStation used some archaic network card in their PlayStation 4. I have no idea why they did that. And the PlayStation 4 itself, it didn't even, like the base model, at least at launch, it didn't even support modern Wi-Fi connections. You had to literally go out and beg for the Wi-Fi connection speed, or for the Wi-Fi connection router of like 2001. That's how bad it was. If you had 5 gigahertz Wi-Fi speeds, like everyone in America does, you could not use that on your PlayStation 4. You just couldn't. You can barely do it for PlayStation 4 Pro. The PlayStation 4 Pro network card is trash still. But with this one, it gives me hope that we are going to see a godlike network card. And if this is rolling with a 3.2 gigahertz CPU, it is safe to say that the GPU for this will easily be like a 6 gigabyte GPU, and it will easily be just as strong, if not stronger, as the GTX 1080. Although AMD has yet to make a graphics card as powerful as any of Nvidia's cards, and it is still assumed that AMD will be making the graphics cards for the PlayStation 5, that means they are going to have some new card come out that is going to be insane. It is going to be literally insane when this thing launches. Like, just think about it for a second. Spyro, PlayStation 1 versus Spyro PlayStation 4 Pro. That's the difference we're going to see with the new PlayStation 5. If any of this is true, and if this leads to what I'm assuming it's also going to lead, then PlayStation 5 might be the leading console again. Now let's look at this in reality here for a second. The only reason the PlayStation 4 did so great in this generation is because the Xbox said they were going with DRMs. If the Xbox had never said that, then Xbox would have still been king just like it's always been. Because let's be realistic here. PlayStation 4 has only had 3 good exclusives: God of War, Spider-Man, and our boy Nathan Drake in Uncharted 4. Those are legitimately the only 3 good games. Sales and reviews show that. Everything else is a ripoff. Bloodborne's a ripoff of Dark Souls. Horizon Zero Dawn, it's literally an Assassin's Creed ripoff, but with a girl. That's literally it. So those 3 games that I listed were the only original high-profile games that PlayStation had. And you know that's true too, because it took God of War to beat Nintendo. It took PlayStation 5 years to have a game that can beat a Nintendo quality exclusive. And that's saying a lot. So if this new profile and this new setup for specs are going to be true for the PlayStation 5, then it is safe to say that games are going to be insane. Like, let's think about it for a second. Have you ever watched a very high profile CGI movie that looks almost realistic with realistic effects and everything? That's roughly what the PlayStation 5 is going to be. Like, I love my PlayStation 4, so it's not to say that I don't like it, but, you know, the facts are there. The power isn't good, and the games suffer because of the power. So, with this new PlayStation 5, if any of this stuff is true, which I'm assuming at least half of it will be true, because there's always a truth to every rumor, then this could mean a huge difference for PlayStation. This could mean that we will be jumping into the future way further than anybody else. Xbox has not announced or shown or leaked any of their specs yet for the Xbox One X or for the Xbox Scarlet family. I don't know, man. They have 12 different names for the new series of consoles. All we know is there's going to be a $100 stream/digital rental only unit, which is probably going to very strongly appeal to the people who only play their games digitally. But then that could mean, even with them having all these many consoles, PlayStation could still outperform them. It's going to be interesting to see how this plays out. I am, for one, looking very much forward to it, but only time will tell. So with that being said, my name is Cruzando. Try not to die. I said the wrong name, but it's okay. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next